Final Destination, Bloodlines has finally been released, and it's packed with twists, callbacks, and long-awaited answers that tie directly into the rest of the saga. Secrets hidden for over 20 years are finally revealed, including the truth about the mysterious mortician and the fate of Kimberly from Final Destination 2. Today on MMX Night, we're breaking it all down. Ready? Let's begin. The true identity of the mortician is finally revealed. For years, fans of the Final Destination series have speculated about the mysterious mortician, portrayed by Todd, who always seemed to know more than he let on about Death's design. In Bloodlines, his identity is officially confirmed. His name is John William Bloodworth. The film reveals that John was saved from death over 50 years ago by a woman named Iris, who became obsessed with understanding and defeating death. This connection explains why Bloodworth has consistently appeared throughout the saga, guiding and warning characters. His role wasn't just coincidental. He was deeply involved in the fight against death, using his knowledge from working in a funeral home and his partnership with Iris to help others cheat fate. Iris is the secret hero who fought death for decades. The character Iris is introduced as a powerful figure who has not only survived death's grasp, but actively worked to uncover its secrets. After saving John Bloodworth years ago, she dedicated her life to fighting death's design. Her methods were extreme. She locked herself inside a remote, heavily fortified cabin designed to eliminate any possible threats. This mirrors the actions of Alex, the original protagonist from Final Destination 1, who also attempted to isolate himself in a similar fashion to avoid death. Iris' dedication and her long survival prove that death's pattern can be studied and potentially delayed, though never completely defeated. Kimberly Corman's fate is finally confirmed. One of the biggest unanswered questions in the franchise has been whether Kimberly Corman, the main character from Final Destination 2, actually survived in the long term after supposedly breaking the chain. In Bloodlines, John Bloodworth confirms that Kimberly is the only known character to have successfully escaped death's design. This confirmation is monumental for fans because her fate was left ambiguous after FD2. Her survival is held up as an exception, suggesting that while rare, it is indeed possible to overcome death, but only with immense sacrifice, strategy, and perhaps a little luck. Iris Notebook holds a web of franchise-wide connections. Iris Notebook acts as a treasure trove of clues, callbacks, and references to past entries in the Final Destination series. Inside, we see sketches and notes about key disasters from previous films, including a plane on fire, clearly referencing Flight 180, the event that started the whole franchise. There's also a mention of a log truck accident, which is a nod to the infamous highway disaster in Final Destination 2. Additionally, there's a page showing a grill fire, tying back to the ending of FD2, and even mention of a wood chipper death, a deleted scene from Final Destination 3 involving Kimberly and Thomas. These inclusions show that Iris had psychic insights or access to visions of events from across the franchise, tying her tightly into the saga's mythology. Eric is one of the most tragic characters in the film. Although he's later revealed to be not biologically related to the bloodline that death is targeting, he still dies in a gruesome accident involving an MRI machine that violently pulls him in. This might seem like a mistake, but the film clarifies that Eric defied death's plan by trying to intervene and save someone else, a violation of the rules that brought consequences. His death is not just brutal. It is symbolically cruel, as the machine begins destroying him from the crotch, a reference to an earlier scene where he mockingly sexualized death by humping a garbage truck. Death's punishment here is not random, but reflects Eric's disrespect and interference. One of the most fascinating storytelling elements in Bloodlines is how a simple coin becomes the catalyst for the film's deadly chain of events. In Iris' premonition, the entire disaster is sparked by a coin thrown by a child, which changes hands multiple times before ultimately triggering the train crash that occurs at the end of the movie. This echoes a recurring theme in the series, that even the smallest, most mundane objects can set fate into motion. It also references Final Destination 4, where another coin led to a horrific death in a swimming pool. The coin's journey over 50 years symbolically represents how fate can be set in motion long before the actual disaster occurs. Unlike previous films, where death seemed to react more mechanically, Bloodlines shows that death has evolved. It's now more calculating, more strategic. When the protagonists try to hide in Iris' perfectly prepared cabin, expecting to be safe, death blows up the cabin before they arrive. This shows a new level of foresight from the force of death. Rather than simply attacking them in the cabin, which might have failed due to its design, death preemptively eliminates their safe haven. This change in behavior suggests that death is learning and adapting, making it even harder to outwit. The film includes a clever nod to a deleted scene involving a revolving door, which appears briefly in a suspenseful moment. Stephanie gets nervous, fearing someone will die in it, but nothing happens and the door is never shown again. However, fans who saw the trailer know that Stephanie's mother originally had a close call with that very door, nearly dying in the cutscene. Although this moment didn't make the final cut, it serves as a red herring for viewers and adds another layer of tension, a classic Final Destination trick that plays with audience expectations and past knowledge. One of the many subtle details that rewards longtime fans is found in Stephanie's car, which has a license plate reading RFK 575. This is a direct callback to Carter, a character from the first film, whose car had the exact same plate. These kinds of Easter eggs are peppered throughout the film and show the filmmaker's respect for the franchise's history. They're not just references. They serve to deepen the connection between the new characters and the legacy of those who came before them, suggesting that Death's design might extend far beyond what we've already seen. Perhaps the most emotional moment in Bloodlines comes near the end when John Bloodworth delivers the line, "Life is precious. Enjoy every valuable second." What makes this especially powerful is that Todd, the actor who played Bloodworth throughout the franchise, passed away shortly after filming. According to the filmmakers, this line wasn't in the script. They asked Todd to speak from the heart and say what life and death meant to him. What he gave was a beautiful, unscripted farewell that now serves as a tribute to both the actor and his iconic role. It transforms the film's ending from just another death twist into a meaningful, emotional closure for fans and cast alike. And there you have it, Final Destination. Bloodlines not only connects the entire franchise, but finally gives us answers we've been waiting for since the very beginning. From returning characters to deep-cut references and one emotional farewell. This movie proves that death never skips a beat. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one. Peace.